Right now, the loudest person in the room controls attention, but the quietest person controls tension. Attention entertains. Tension governs. That's why you keep losing leverage. You're performing. They're calculating. You're filling space. They're pricing it. Machiavelli never mistook silence for weakness. He saw it for what it is, a weapon that turns other people's mouths into mirrors. In courts where one word could crown you or kill you, the rulers who survived didn't speak more. They spoke last, or not at all. Let others reveal hunger, fear, alliances. Let others drown in their own explanations, then cut. You learned the opposite. You were taught to fill gaps, prove competence, narrate your reasoning. You think talking equals value. You think clarity equals safety. You think being transparent builds trust. It doesn't. Transparency without power is vulnerability. Clarity without leverage is charity. And endless talking is a sale you make with your dignity as the discount. Silence, well aimed, does four things most people never see. It creates pressure. They feel the need to respond. It extracts information. It tests respect. Only the disrespectful trample it. It sets price. You don't need to become cold. You need to become unreadable. Not because mystery is cute, because mystery is expensive. Here's the rule you'll hate at first. Do not take the first offer your body gives you. Your body offers speed, decline. Your body offers laughter to smooth tension, decline. Your body offers apologetic filler, decline. Silence is not the absence of speech, it's the presence of control. You will begin with silence before words, not after them. Breathe out before you answer. Drop your pitch by a note. Let 2 seconds pass like a drawn bow. Those 2 seconds are not empty. They are the moment the room meets itself. No, they will think you are measuring. Predators measure. Prey flutters. When you finally speak, you do not explain a novel. You give a verdict. Short, final. Then you stop again. Rush rate or standard? That's phase 2 or an add-on. You let the silence after each sentence invoice the room. They pay with discomfort. They pay with concessions. They pay with respect. Machiavelli's rulers didn't waste words, because words reveal your diet. Is a confession. I need you to approve me. The moment they sense need, they set your price. The moment they sense mystery, they negotiate with themselves. So we strip the hedges. You are deciding. Speak like a man who expects his words to be obeyed, not audited. Silence is also choreography. You don't only lower your voice, you lower your movement. Hands quieter than your sentences. Head still when challenged. Walk slower by a third when entering a room. Predators don't twitch, they conserve. Your stillness signals your standard. Your pace signals your price. Your pauses signal your power. Let's turn this from poetry into physics. There are 5 places where silence does the most damage. For them, not for you. Before the number. You state your rate once, then silence. Because is a bribe you pay to be allowed to be clear. Stop bribing. After the boundary, then silence. They will press with urgency, guilt, or flattery. You repeat the line once. If mocked, you end. Endings teach faster than stories. At the first interruption, you stop. Look, finish once, slower. Silence until they either apologize or expose their disrespect. Leave. Exits become legend. When asked for your process, you do not narrate the museum to the unticketed. Silence first. Then, we discuss goals, constraints, and budget. Silence again. If they won't name the number, they weren't ready for the map. When baited in public, someone performs confidence to farm your reaction. You let the silence make them bigger than they intended. Then you end with a blade. That's incorrect. The decision stands. No debate. No diary. Notice the geometry. Silence brackets your speech like iron. The words inside are simple. The quiet around them makes them heavy. Honesty. Everything in power is a frame. The question is whether your frame protects outcomes or performs insecurity. Strategic silence protects the work, the mission, the law. Insecurity performs for applause that never pays. Machiavelli didn't advise cruelty. He advised custody. Custody of the treasury, your time. Custody of the throne, your mission. Custody of the law, your standard. Silence guards all three. Treasury. Every extra word is an unpaid invoice. You spend time teaching adults who want theater. Throne. Every explanation to a heckler lowers your chair. Law. Every exception you narrate instead of price becomes culture. You will build rituals to install silence so it survives heat. Ritual 1. The 2-second rule. Before any response, count 1, 2 in your head on an exhale. Never answer on inhale. Inhale is prey. Exhale is sovereign. Ritual 2. The chair test. When challenged, don't lean forward. Lean back by half an inch. You are refusing the invitation to chase their tempo. Ritual 3. The 5-word verdict. Practice compressing any decision into 5 to 7 words. Rush or standard. Stop. Watch the room recalibrate. Ritual 4. The message diet. 2 sentences per decision by email or DM. 1 link. 1 date. If you need more, you don't need more words. You need a call with a signer or an ending. Ritual 5. Evening audit. If the page is empty, tomorrow's calendar is wrong. You're going to see something strange in the first week. People will talk more, not less. That is success. Silence is a pump. It draws information up from wells you couldn't reach by digging with your mouth. They'll reveal budgets. They'll reveal fears. They'll reveal who actually signs. They'll reveal who hates you and who respects you. Good. Now you can decide, not guess. But you also need to understand silence's limits, when breaking it is the move. Break silence to cut through fog, not to feed it. Fog equals vague scope, missing owner, fake urgency. Silence there isn't power, it's complicity. Then you return to quiet and let the answer expose reality. Break silence to defend the law, not the ego. When slander hangs in the air, you don't argue reputation. You say, "That's incorrect," or "That's defamatory," and end it. Silence after. No performance. Break silence for mercy you can afford. Strategic mystery isn't cruelty. It's choosing intimacy on purpose. Offer warmth on schedule, not to buy acceptance. Mystery is not coyness. Coyness is performance. Mystery is structure. Structure looks like this. Your presence is scarce. 2 windows weekly. Everything else is closed. Your process is gated. The map lives behind deposit. Questions live in public. Decisions live in writing. Your stories are rationed. You don't narrate your origin every time you're asked. Your myth grows in absence. People cannot attack what they cannot locate. Your mood is stable. Silence keeps your weather private. The room doesn't get to steer your sky. Let's apply silence where it matters most. Price. Most people sell price with paragraphs. You will sell it with pauses. Say your number. Stop. Let them meet themselves. If they anchor low, you don't defend. You shrink scope or you hold rate. 2 sentences, then quiet. We can reduce scope to match your number or keep scope at my rate. If they push again, you repeat your line once. If they push a 3rd time, you end. You are teaching them that your silence is a wall, not a wound. Now, silence in conflict. Someone turns the meeting into a performance. You do not compete for stage time. You let them spend oxygen. Then, when they need you to validate their theater, you offer nothing but conclusion. That's incorrect. Silence. If they attempt round 2, you choose to leave the genre. We're off mission. You're not cold. You're finished. Silence in seduction of clients, allies, rooms you want to own. You don't sell yourself like a late-night ad. You speak like you've already been chosen. You present openings, not pleas. You present outcomes, not hours. You present options, not essays. And you give the room a gift it forgot it needed, the space to decide without you. Most people won't admit this. Silence is terrifying because it removes your favorite drug, approval. You learn to feel alive when words landed. You learn to safe when others nodded. Silence denies both. That's why it works. A man who doesn't need the nod is rare. Rare becomes rumor. Rumor becomes respect. Some will. They benefited from your softness. But the right rooms will call it clarity. The right rooms care about outcomes. Outcomes prefer people who don't need to be handheld through their own certainty. Whisper it before you answer. Whisper it when the pause feels like drowning. It's not drowning. It's the sound of their world rearranging itself around a person who doesn't move. I'm going to hand you 3 micro scenes so you can feel this in your bones. We can reduce scope to match your number or keep scope at my rate. Silence. Hands still, breath low. If they speak first, they pay first. Exhale. We discuss goals, constraints, budget. Silence. If they push, you don't argue, you move. Openings are Tuesday at 2 or Thursday at 10. Scene 3, the public probe. Them. With respect, that's naive. That's incorrect. The decision stands. Silence. If they try again, the ending arrives. We're off mission. Stand. Leave. Each scene turns on the same hinge. Your silence made the sentence heavy. Now, the thing no one tells you. Silence must be backed by structure, or it's posturing. If your calendar is chaos, silence looks like sulking. If your terms are mush, silence looks like indecision. If your deliverables are vague, silence looks like stalling. So build the 3 supports. Calendar support. 2 windows. No signer, no meeting. Deposit before calendar. Contract support. Scope as stone. Changes priced. Rush as triple. Communication support. 1 decision per message. 2 sentences max. 1 link, 1 date. Silence between sins. With supports in place, silence becomes law, not a mood swing. And you will notice a second-order effect. People will start warning each other about your quiet, the way sailors warn about reefs. That whisper is free marketing. You bought it with your pauses. In part 2, you'll get the full playbook for using silence to pull information out of any room. Precise questions that force truth. Timing that makes opponents talk themselves into your frame. And the micro cues that flip you from approachable to unreadable in a breath. We'll also drill the blackout technique that shuts down bait, and the 2 doors tactic that turns your quiet into choices they can't dodge. Watch closely. Right now, you are losing information to noise, not because they're smarter, because you're filling the silence they were supposed to fill. Hook in, because this is where silence stops being restraint and becomes extraction. Machiavelli's quiet wasn't passive. It was a trap. He created space and let men rush to occupy it with their secrets. That's your work in this part. Turn silence into a pump. Pull budget, power, risk, and motive out of any room without raising your voice. We begin with timing, because silence without timing is just awkward. Your timing has 3 beats. Pause, probe, pause. You pause before your first word. You probe with 1 noun-heavy question. You pause again long enough to feel rude. Most people break on the second pause. They pay with information. You will not. Here are the 5 probes that pull truth out of fog. Ask any two and hold the second pause like a blade. Notice the grammar, no fluff. Your tone lands flat, not rising. Rising tone begs, flat tone measures. Your body must agree with your mouth. Still hands, head tilt once, then stillness. Eyes soft, not eager. Breathe out before the question, not after. Exhale tells them the timing belongs to you. They answer. You do not reward the answer with a speech. You reward it with another clean question, or with a verdict. Silence remains the frame. Now the techniques. These are the tools you will run until they become reflex. Each one names a specific move silence makes for you. Technique 1. Mirror and mute. Repeat the last 3 to 5 critical words they said, then shut up. Silence. They will either reveal the number or the excuse. Both are useful. Technique 2. The blackout. When bait appears, an insult, a theatrical sigh, a moral jab, you go dark. No micro smile, no exhale laugh, no micro shake of the head, blank face. Then a verdict, not a defense. That's incorrect. The decision stands. Silence. Bait starves to death in blackout. Technique 3. 2 doors. Every discussion that wants to creep becomes a choice. Door A or door B. You speak the doors once, then silence. You do not debate. You repeat the doors once. Technique 4. Quiet ledger. You count interruptions, hedges, and tails. Every interruption, +1. Every hedge, just, quickly, sorry, -1 respect to yourself. Remove it next time. Every tail, glance at a peer before answering, budget mentioned after alignment. Note it. You do not call it out. You price it later. Silence remains the frame. Now the techniques. These are the tools. These are the ones you will run until they become reflex. Each one names a specific move silence makes for you. Technique 1. Mirror and mute. Repeat the last 3 to 5 critical words they said, then shut up. Silence. They will either reveal the number or the excuse. Both are useful. Technique 2. The blackout. When bait appears, an insult, a theatrical sigh, a moral jab, you go dark. No micro smile, no exhale laugh, no micro shake of the head, blank face. Then a verdict, not a defense. That's incorrect. The decision stands. Silence. Bait starves to death in blackout. Technique 3. 2 doors. Every discussion that wants to creep becomes a choice. Door A or door B. You speak the doors once, then silence. You do not debate. You repeat the doors once. Technique 4. Quiet ledger. You count interruptions, hedges, and tails. Every interruption, +1. Every hedge, just, quickly, sorry, -1 respect to yourself. Remove it next time. Every tail, glance at a peer before answering, budget mentioned after alignment. Note it. You do not call it out. You price it later. Silence remains the frame. Technique 5. The hourglass. When a room speeds up, you slow by 1/3. You flip the hourglass in your voice. Rush rate or standard? Silence. Urgency hates hourglasses. It reveals the real lever, money or fear. Technique 6. The cold read. Say the quiet assumption they're dancing around, then stop talking. Silence. If you hit it, they respect you. If you're off, they correct you with the truth you needed. Technique 7. The gatekeeper. Silence isn't only a pause, it's a door. Silence. Context without authority is theater. You don't attend plays during business hours. Technique 8. The 5-word verdict. Every decision you give should be compressible to 5 to 7 words. Rush rate or standard? Silence is the punctuation that makes the short sentence a sentence. Technique 9, the velvet knife. Lead with one gentle noun-heavy question, end with a binary. Rush or standard. Silence. Velvet first, knife second. They feel both. Technique 10, the echo receipt. After they commit, yes, we'll wire Friday, you echo once, then go quiet. Funds Friday. Silence. This locks memory. Echo plus quiet becomes contract energy before a contract exists. Now apply silence to the 4 places people hide leverage: budget, authority, risk, and horizon. Silence. Silence. Either they're serious and name the number, or they're shopping for free process. Silence sorts them. If they say it's collective, the answer is no in costume. Silence. They learn meetings without oxygen don't breathe. Silence. Silence. Risk gets priced, not fantasized. Silence. Long-term without near-term is a compliment that hopes you'll work for free. You'll ask, what about empathy? Empathy isn't noise. Empathy is precision. Silence creates room for precision to appear. Say it warm, not long. Then stop. Care on schedule is still care. Now we run live scenes to burn this into your reflexes. Scene: low anchor plus process fishing, stacked. Them: we love your work, but can you do it for half? You: we can reduce scope to match your number, or keep scope at my rate. Silence. If they stall, we discuss goals, constraints, budget. Silence. If they push, Gatekeeper. Openings are Tuesday at 2 or Thursday at 10. Silence. You didn't explain value, you priced it. Scene: public probe, urgency. Them: with respect, we need this tomorrow. You: exhale. Speed is available at the rush rate. Silence. If they push, that's incorrect. The decision stands. Silence. If they mock, we're off mission. Stand. Leave. Exits become case law in a culture. Scene: manager moralizing. Them: be a team player. Take on the extra scope. You: what metric and date earn the title? Silence. If fog persists, I'll accept with title and comp or keep current scope. Silence. No diary about fairness. Verdict plus quiet. Scene: family guilt. Them: real family bends. You: I don't do unscoped favors. Silence. Silence. Love remains. Leak is sealed. Scene: investor advice. Them: we like it. You: what check size today? What term anchors? Silence. If answers blur, advice follows allocation. Silence. You stopped auditioning for free. You need counters for the soft manipulations that try to break your quiet. Silence. Silence. Thank you. Silence. Understood. Silence. 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 Your silence is not defensive. It is declarative. Now we engineer your written quiet, the place most people hemorrhage power. Body becomes bone. 2 sentences, 1 link, 1 date, no emojis to bribe acceptance. Send. Do not reopen threads to nurse your anxiety. Your anxiety is not a stakeholder. After sending a decision, step away for 2 minutes. Breathe out through the nose for 6 counts 5 times. You are training your body not to chase your own message down the hallway with apologies. We attach metrics because feelings lie when silence grows. Measure 5 weekly. Pause integrity. Did you hold 2 beats before and after questions? Door discipline. Did every request hit a binary? Sign-o rate. Percent of meetings that included the decision owner. Scope seal. Percent of tweaks priced or pushed to phase 2. Exit index. Number of meetings ended when law was mocked. You're being captured. Correct in 24 hours. Add the clause, close the corridor, raise the floor,
publish an outcome, end a thread.
Rituals to submit all this until it's bone. Monk minute before every call. Eyes on a blank wall for 60 seconds. 3 exhales longer than inhales. 5-word forge daily. Pick one real decision. Compress to 5-7 words. Say it. Silence for 5. Feel the itch to explain. Do nothing. Quiet walk midday. Walk 10 minutes at 1/3 slower pace. Hands still. Gaze broad. You're teaching your nervous system to stop sprinting at invitations. Ending rep weekly. End something early. A meandering call, a scope ghost, a DM that wants your blood. Endings are sermons your fear understands. You will slip. You will over-explain. You rescue the silence and sell your advantage for relief. Neutralize. Raise the floor. Add the clause. Close the corridor. End the thread. Publish an outcome. Machiavelli would not ask you to be a statue. He'd ask you to be a mask with a law behind it. Appear open. Be gated. Appear warm. Be scheduled. Appear flexible. Be welded to mission. The mask is silence. The law is the sentence you say inside it. Here's the small, brutal truth. Silence makes you unforgettable because it makes them hear themselves. People remember how they sounded next to you. If they sounded frantic, they will slow down before they return. If they sounded cheap, they will raise their budget before they knock. If they sounded disrespectful, they will find another door. Good. Your quiet is sorting for you. To close part 2, take these 3 drills into the next 24 hours and don't negotiate with yourself. Ask one noun-heavy question in your next call. Then hold 10 seconds of silence. Count in your head. Do not rescue the pause. Deliver one decision in 7 words or fewer, then leave 5 seconds of quiet. Do not explain. And one thread that refuses your doors. We're off mission. In part 3, we'll turn strategic mystery into a presence that bends rooms without words. How to enter like weather. How to exit like law. How to make your absence heavy, and how to close with the exact command and call to action your competitors copy, because it leaves people stunned and obedient. Watch closely. Right now, your words are doing overtime for a job your silence was born to do. You're trying to convince. Silence converts. You're trying to impress. Silence imprints. You're trying to win arguments. Silence wins architecture. Hook in. Because this is where mystery stops being aesthetic and starts bending rooms. This is how you enter like weather, decide like law, and exit like a memory people rearrange themselves around. There are 3 theaters where strategic silence becomes a weapon of presence. Entrance, orbit, exit. Entrance sets gravity. Orbit keeps it. Exit writes legend. Most people burn all their energy on the orbit. Talking, clarifying, performing. They stumble in, flail in the middle, and linger at the end. No weight, no memory, no price. Not you. Entrance. Your first 10 seconds decide whether you own the room or audition for it. Walk 20% slower than the room speed. Still your shoulders before your mouth. Pause 1 beat before the first word. Lower your pitch by a note. Let your eyes take a full, calm inventory. Faces, exits, the person who can end this meeting, the person who thinks they can. The room will throw bait, smiles, jokes, icebreakers designed to rule you by tempo. You acknowledge with the smallest nod and keep your cadence. You do not sprint to match their weather. Weather matches you. Signer present? Silence after. This is the first invoice. Let them pay it. Now orbit, the space between first word and final decision. Orbit is tension management, not with volume, with vacuum. Your 3 silent pulls: reveal, reduce, replace. Reveal. Silence makes people show you their contents. You use pause, probe, pause as in part 2, then let the quiet tempt them. Don't nod to encourage. Those reflexes are micro discounts. Stillness is a dam that forces information to rise. Reduce. Silence reduces chaos to choices. Name once, silence. Repeat once if they wiggle. If they refuse, the orbit ends. Chaos cannot survive without an audience. Replace. Silence replaces their frame with yours. They perform urgency, you drop your hourglass. Rush rate or standard. You don't argue the performance, you mute the stage. Orbit has micro cues people never notice consciously, but always obey. When a question lands on you, don't inhale like prey. Exhale. We can reduce scope to match your number or keep scope at my rate. Silence. If they try to debate value, decision stands. Stand. Leave. Your quiet becomes case law. Stack. Boss moralizing plus urgency plus off the record. Them. Be a team player. Take the extra scope now. We'll handle title and comp later. You. What metric and date earn the title? Silence. If fog, I'll accept with title and comp or keep scope. Silence. If they ask to DM, one channel, one decision. Silence. Silence. The moral theater ends when the audience doesn't clap. You. Thank you for trusting me. Rush review exists. Silence. Silence. Love stays. Leaks stop. You want proof that silence is changing you? Track the 5 numbers that never lie. Pause integrity. 2-beat holds before and after questions. Door discipline. Percent of asks forced into a binary. Signer rate. Percent of meetings with the decision owner present. Scope seal. Percent of changes priced or moved to phase 2. Exit index. Count of meetings ended when law was mocked. You're being captured. Correct in 24 hours. Add the clause. Raise the floor. Shut the corridor. Publish an outcome. End a thread. Now, the quietest flex of all. Absence that weighs more than presence. You don't ghost. You schedule your invisibility. When the room can't tell whether you're unfazed or unimpressed, they treat both as danger. That's leverage. Then vanish for a defined window. No check-ins to calm your insecurity. Your insecurity is not a stakeholder. Return on schedule with the deliverable or the next verdict. This trains the market to correlate your quiet with results, not with permission. How do you keep mystery from curdling into arrogance? With ritual humility. Publish errors as policy upgrades, not confessions. I over-explained last quarter. I allowed unscoped tweaks. No drama, just law that learns. Machiavelli would approve. He wrote for rulers who had to protect a treasury while smiling in a hall of mirrors. Your treasury is time and terms. Your throne is mission. Your law is standard. Strategic silence is the guard that stands at all 3, awake, unblinking, speaking only when the blade must show. You're going to feel the pull to be more open again. You'll want to narrate to prove you're kind. You'll want to add because to be liked. Remember what because is. A bribe you pay to be allowed to be clear. Burn it. Remember what transparency without leverage is. An invitation to set your price for you. Decline it. Remember what silence is. Not absence, architecture. Here's your final drill set, the ones that hardwire mystery so you can carry it into heat without thinking. The doorbell. Before every answer, whisper in your head, who signs, what dies. Then respond, or don't. The 7-word seal. Compress any decree to 7 words or fewer. Say it, seal with 5 seconds. The hourglass walk. Anytime urgency spikes, slow your movement by 1/3. Your body is a metronome the room will sync to. The paper echo. After any yes, echo in writing with the date and 1 link. Then silence. You turned air into stone. The exit bow.
End early once a week on purpose. Not rudely, clinically. Stand. Leave. Your nervous system learns endings are safe. The room learns endings are expensive. You wanted presence that bends rooms without words. This is it. You will not be loved by everyone. You will be listened to by the only ones that matter. Again, carry that into the next confrontation, the next pitch, the next ambush. Watch the room meet itself in your silence, then rearrange to survive it. Final command. Like this video if you're done filling space to feel safe. Subscribe if you're ready to weaponize silence. Enter like weather, decide like law, and exit like a legend they can't forget. Because this isn't self-help. This is war.